If you are one of those people, like I was, that are just locked into the big brands and too afraid to try something else, then all I can say is you're missing out. So if you do not try this shoe, you are 100% missing out. This is the... So testing is complete and the scores are in, and this is the full review of the Kiprun KD900X2. But before we get into it, and if you guys haven't done so already and you want to support the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So if you haven't heard of Kiprun before, it's a French running company that's actually owned by Decathlon. Now there are plenty of those Decathlon stores spread all over the world, and I believe that Decathlon is the only place that you can actually buy these Kiprun shoes from, so either in-store or online. Now you're going to be able to pick this shoe up in Australia for only $180, $130 in the US, and about £100 as well. Now in the weight, this is a training shoe. It's not a race shoe, but it's lighter than most of the top tier race shoes out there. 190 grams or 6.7 ounces. Now that's in my size, it's a US 8.5. And in the stack height, so I found the updated specs here, 40 in the rear, 32 in the front with an 8mm drop. Now for the scores, value wise, at $180, the performance that you get out of this shoe, there is nothing in the ballpark. 10 out of 10. And in the weight, as I've said, it's a training shoe. It's lighter than a lot of the top tier race shoes out there. 10 out of 10. And in the upper, so the material that they're using here is a single layer engineered mesh, which is incredibly breathable. The whole design of the shoe is incredibly simple, but it is very effective. So it builds up a little bit here around the heel collar, but there's still not that much structure in the heel collar. I can fold that over quite easily, as you can see. Probably a medium amount of padding around the heel collar, a really thin tongue that is not gusseted. The tongue is lightly padded, it's cut nicely, but I will say, even though that these laces do weave in and out of the tongue in two places, I've had issues with the tongue sliding down there, so especially on those longer sessions. So one of the drawbacks with this upper is just, yeah, that tongue just needs to be stitched in a little bit. Now with our lacing system, super simple, reinforced eyelets down either side. They do use these big, thick laces. I think they're a bit of a strange choice. They do feel quite cheap, the laces, but they're effective. They do a great job locking the foot down through the midfoot. I get no heel slippage in the back. Now another issue with this upper is the fit. So in general, if you order your true to size here, so from a lot of the US brands or the major brands, this shoe is going to be very long. So I did order my true to size here, but I'm going to say it's at least half size or a full size too long. The width is fine. Toe box volume is just right as well. But when you're ordering this on the website, I suggest that you come at least a half size down, if not a full size down. Now there is some guidance on the Decathlon website, so you do get the size right. So they are a little bit hard to find, but when you do that, I think it's safe to say it's at least half size down to a full size down in this shoe. Now for the scores, it's a incredibly simple upper. The build quality is probably not up there with a lot of the big brands, but it's extremely effective. There's some drawbacks with the upper, so the big issue really is the tongue, but it doesn't really bother me on the run. And also the sizing issue from the website, but if you nail the sizing issue down, I believe you're not going to have the issue with the tongue. And I do get a little bit of creasing here on the toe cap, but apart from that, I think it functions well, and I probably wouldn't have these issues, I think, if I got the size dialed in. 7 out of 10. And in the outsole, so they've got two very distinct segments of their outsole rubber. I think it's a CPU compound, not too sure. Someone can let me know there if it is that. So the biggest segment takes up the majority of the forefoot down the lateral side, and we've got another little spot in the high wear areas of the rear. We've also got some exposed foam here through the middle, and we've got a little window there where we can see the carbon plate. Now the CPU or whatever the rubber that they're using, it's actually quite tacky. It's soft to the touch and it's quite thin. Don't really have an aggressive tread pattern on the shoe, but I've had no issues with the grip whatsoever. So nice and tacky in the dry conditions. No issues in the wet as well, so I didn't get any major slippage or anything like that. So a lot of confidence in this shoe no matter what. Now in the durability department as well, so creeping up to 100 kilometers in this shoe, and there is a minimal wear. So there's a bit of it scuffing and so forth on the actual foam itself, but the rubber is holding up quite well, especially for the amount of kilometers that I've done in this shoe. But overall, even though this outsole isn't as segmented off as I usually like in my shoes, it takes nothing away from the ride. It only complements it, boosts the durability, 9 out of 10. And in the midsole, so the foam they're using here is an updated version of their V foam. Now, I believe this V foam is an ATPU foam, so that is a super foam. That is what a lot of the other big brands are using in their top tier race shoes, but they're putting that foam in a shoe that's $180, so absolutely amazing. Sandwiched between that, we've got a full length carbon plate, but it's not a super rigid plate, it's got a good amount of flex there, so just right. Now in the geometry department, this is really nice. So we've got a early stage rocker, and I'm gonna say it's on the gentle side, but I'm tell you what, you can feel it on the run, and you can feel it at a wide variety of paces as well. And in the ride, well, if you watch my first impressions review, I called this ride special. Now, why was it special? Well, it pretty much just handled anything that I threw at it. It felt amazing at just a jogging pace, and then any pace that I threw at it, it just felt amazing. So it feels super responsive, super poppy when you pick it up. It can handle any race pace that you throw at it, and even if you're just jogging at a recovery pace, it just felt nice. It didn't feel clunky, it felt nice and soft. Just super comfortable. I had nothing bad to say about this ride. Now, has my opinion changed? Well, no, it hasn't. If anything, it's only gotten better. So if anything, the foams maybe have broken in a little bit, and all those features or all those characteristics that I just explained about the foam in the ride have only enhanced. So this shoe really can handle anything that you throw at it, and it feels amazing at everything. The shoe is just so smooth. The geometry combined by the foam, it really is a unicorn shoe. You put some pace in it, it turns firm, responsive, poppy, punchy. It feels amazing at a race pace, no matter what race pace, 5K race pace, marathon pace. And then if you just want to jog in the shoe between your reps, or you just want to take it out for an easy run, it's fine. It doesn't feel clunky at all. It's absolutely amazing. Its probably only drawback is for those runners out there that need a little bit of stability. So it's probably not going to be the most stable shoe if you are not a neutral runner. But apart from that, I don't know anyone that is not really going to get along with this ride. For me, it's bordering on perfection. I don't know how you can improve at it. I don't know any shoe that can handle absolutely anything that you throw at it and feel so good. So it feels better than most of the daily trainers out there at jogging, and it feels better than most of the workout shoes at your workouts, and it feels just as fast, if not faster, than most of the top tier race shoes out there. So I've got nothing more to say, 10 out of 10. And best shoes, I've pretty much just covered it. Feels great at recovery paces, easy days, amazing for your tempo session, threshold. You can even race in this shoe, and I tell you what, it feels amazing at the long run as well. Now, who is this shoe best for? Pretty much any neutral runner out there will get along with this shoe. Again, the only people I think that won't get along with it are people that need some stability. You might find this one a little unstable. So some other options out there if you are considering this shoe. I must say first though, nothing is going to come close to the versatility of this shoe. So some other versatile options out there. So obviously the Adidas Evo SL, that one is $60 more expensive than this. It doesn't feel as good to jog around in, and it's not as fast as this shoe, and it's heavier than this shoe. The next one I'll mention is the Puma Velocity Nitro 4. Absolutely amazing shoe. Same price point here. Very versatile, and it feels just as good as this shoe at the slower stuff and probably up to the tempo threshold stuff. But when we're talking about race pace stuff, this shoe has it hands down. The last shoe I'll mention is a lot more expensive than this shoe. That is the Saucony Endorphin Speed 4. That one as well feels pretty good at a wide variety of paces, can handle the slower stuff, really shines in that tempo range, but you can also do some races in that one as well. So everyone out there, including me, we all bang on about the Evo SL, the Mega Blast, the Super Blast, how good those shoes are, but there is one little shoe out there that's half the price that puts those shoes to the sword, and that's this shoe right here. So if you are one of those people, like I was, that are just locked into the big brands and too afraid to try something else, then all I can say is you're missing out. So if you do not try this shoe, you are 100% missing out. This is the best shoe on the market currently, and it's only $180. It outperforms shoes that are double the price. It outperforms a lot of the top tier race shoes at race pace. It outperforms a lot of the daily trainers at daily miles. It outperforms pretty much all the workout shoes doing your workouts as well. And again, it's only $180. So as you can see by the scores there, it has absolutely scorched my leaderboard. I knew it would from the first time I put it on my foot. There is not one person out there that I have recommended this shoe to that has come back to me and said it didn't work for them. Everyone that I've said, they've said they don't even need to use the rest of their shoes in their rotation now. They're just using this shoe. It's taking over, 2, 3, 4 shoe rotations. And one of my close friends, ex-elite runner, is actually considering throwing the Alpha Fly 3 away, and this is going to be their race shoe. So absolutely amazing. Of course, it's a buy. It's the #1 shoe of the year for me. I doubt it's going to be beat, but who knows, they might come out with a version 3 of this shoe. But anyway, guys, that's it from me. Any questions you've got regarding this shoe, how it relates to anything else, hit me up in the comments. Do yourself a favor. If you're a neutral runner, you don't have too many stability issues, you 100% need this shoe. It's cheap, and it's one of the best performing shoes out there on the market. Thanks for watching. Make sure you give this video a like, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to watch the leaderboard and the new #1, and we'll see you next time.